guys, Creative Lori here. Welcome everyone. Okay, so today I'm going to be making one of my quick meals because I do have a lot of things to catch up on and finish. So I tend to do a lot of crock pot meals. If you are 1 to 2 persons or maybe a family of 4 and you just want one dish made in the crock pot, I do suggest this little crock pot. Elite Gourmet. I got it on Amazon, but I couldn't find it again, so I had to get my dad's at Walmart, and it was a little more, and it was only in white. So anyway, really great because the insert does come out. Oh, that's hot. I forgot I had it on. And the lid. Anyways, it is so invaluable. I have it cranked up right now. If you're new to my channel, I am a pescatarian, which is a vegetarian that sometimes eats fish. And I would really like to cut all of the fish out. I have been vegetarian, I have been vegan. I've been basically like vegan on and off throughout the years since I was like 9. And then my parents said, you once you're like 18 and if you're still living here, you can do whatever you want. And so I understood, they said, but if you don't want to eat what we're providing, you can eat, the side dishes, is basically what I did. So basically since the age of 9. So I had just recently gone onto one of my favorite animal rescue YouTubers channel, Victor Larkhill, and he's in Spain, and there was someone who like left a message, and she was just being, heartfelt about the rescue, um and then this person comes along and comments to her saying, well, if you really care about animals, you would be a vegan. Kind of like shaming that person into it, right? I'm sorry. I am pescatarian. I've been vegan. I've been vegetarian. I've been all those things. And I always go back and forth just for different reasons. You never shame anyone into that. That's going to make a person fail, and I thought that was really wrong. And you don't know what their case is, they may not know how and where to start. And this particular person said, I'm trying. She responded really well. I would have been pissed myself, but but she was so nice. And she responded so well, and she says, I'm trying, I just I need to find some better substitutes. So this is for her. I'm doing one of my recipes, plus I'll probably be showing you the rest of my recipes. I'm going to direct her also to my recipes like Cheap Eats, my playlist. I need to put the rest of my videos in there, I think, because I don't have all of them. But anyway, go check out his channel because he does really wonderful work rescuing, and he does um, bring animals to the US if we want to adopt them. Okay, so I'm making an eggplant curry, a Thai curry. And first of all, if you're new to being vegetarian, I always tell people the first thing you should do is cook like you would normally cook, but just subtract out the meat, the animal protein. So if you, excuse me, I forgot the hiccups. If you like tacos, just make them meatless or, animal proteinless. You don't even have to use cheese and they'll be vegan. But I normally, sometimes I will use, I'm not huge on cheese anymore, which sounds so weird because I love cheese, but I'm not huge on it. So I always say if you want lasagna, a burger, a hot dog, a whatever, it can just be minus the meat. So I've done lasagna, I've done hot dogs that way, and I'll try to show the hot dogs. I just haven't been in the mood for them, but I make them out of roasted carrots. That's the innards for my hot dog. It's so good too, actually. I might try roasting them and then putting them on the grill. We'll see. So today is going to be eggplant, red. Well, it's put this recipe is usually with red curry, but I have green curry. So we're going to make a Thai green curry um, eggplant dish. I already made the rice last night. So we need to get cooking with the garbanzo beans. You can either use garbanzo beans or tofu, but I like the garbanzo beans. And so I'll probably, in this little crock pot, only do about half. And then I might even just use half or like 2/3 of that I cook for the dish, and then make a little bit of hummus afterwards. So you're gonna need an onion and some eggplant. This is the eggplant that I got from that free stockpile from my dad's friend. I need to use it because that one's getting a little wrinkly, so I already washed it. This is the sad little lime. It's still good though. When they look like this, don't be afraid to use it, even if the skin is hard, because it's actually juicier inside. It's compressed down because it's the peel is shrinking down and it gets really juicy inside. So this and the cabbage, which is a quarter cabbage, is for garnish once the dish is done. So you're gonna get cooking on the garbanzos, then you're gonna saute once the garbanzos are done. You're going to saute the eggplant and the garlic and fresh ginger. If you don't have fresh ginger or fresh garlic, then just use powder is what I've done. And then I get my curry. This is green curry. I usually get green and red curry off Amazon. And let me tell you, this stuff is hot, so you gotta be careful. And I like heat. I use about a teaspoon to a tablespoon per dish. It is very, it can be very spicy. So it's very good though. And the only reason I cut down on my spices is because I do have some stomach issues, so I have to be careful. Then I'm going to shave my ginger on this, it's so cool. It's like a peeler, and you put the peeler on this little thing, and it becomes like a little shaver. So let me get my beans rinsed. I rinse them in a little rinser thingy, colander, and then I put them in my pot. You can soak the beans overnight if you like, and then drain the water, and then start cooking them, and they'll cook faster. But I didn't think ahead, and I've already got my crock pot going. The only thing that's missing from this is at the end, and I'll show you how everything comes out, but it'll be in the thumbnail picture. At the end, you're gonna top it with like maybe some shredded, and I'll do it on here, cabbage, lime juice, and you're gonna put everything together. You're gonna saute your eggplant and ginger and garlic, and then add with some coconut milk after it's cooked and sauteed. Then you're going to add the coconut milk to finish it off. Add in your garbanzo beans and then plate it up over rice or on the side of rice. You're going to do the onion too with the eggplant. So let me just get the beans started, and as I chop, I will show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I put about a half a package. Let me show you. A little less than half a package, probably. And in here, and I had used my kettle boiling, and that way just kind of, goes a little quicker. So I filled it to the top, I don't know if you can see, and if I have to add water later, then I will. And I do keep an eye on it, but typically, like, I could let it go for, about an hour and a half to, well, I would say this will take probably close to 2.5 hours, maybe 3. So in the meantime, I'm just going to prep my veggies. The one that had the wrinkle skin on the eggplant, I just took the skin off, and then, so now I'm going to cut the other ones, and I'll leave the skin on that because that's fine. I'll probably cut that part out. It's just from growing, how it was on the ground or touched the ground. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to prep everything because I'm not going to cook this until later once my beans are basically done. And then I'm going to prep everything. The garlic, the ginger, cut up my onion, and then this is for I'll shred everything up and just get it all ready, slice up everything so I don't have to worry about it because I do need to go to the post office to drop off my packages, and I still need to print out one more label. If you guys don't know, I do jewelry sales online on this channel as well. You can see my jewelry over here. I haven't cleaned off the counter. So I still need to finish that, and I've been in the yard all day, so I'm just cooking something up for dinner, and this is like the fastest thing for me. So just remember, when you're cooking this recipe, you can use about half a package, but you don't have to put all the garbanzos in, because they do swell up quite a bit. You can make hummus with it. You can put them in your salad, or you can make like a curry. Now, I do make different curries. It doesn't always entail garbanzos. Like sometimes it's white beans, sometimes it's pinto, whatever, and a lot of times it's lentils. Lentils, because they cook so quickly and they're cheap. Now, I didn't get the garbanzos at Target, but normally I find that Target has the best price. They're about 99 cents at Target. I think I paid $1.29 for these at Grocery Outlet, which I don't really like to pay that. I want them to be $1. But it was during the pandemic and I just had to buy some garbanzos, and whatever I could find, I just got. But I know at Walmart they're about the same price. So if you can get them at Target, it is a better price. All right, let me finish chopping up the eggplant. And I don't know about you, but if you ever smell eggplant, they have a melon-like smell to it. And so when you chop it up, you're going to see that it starts turning the color right away, kind of like a potato. So don't be alarmed. It's fine. Just chop it up, refrigerate it. It's going to turn probably a little bit. It's not bad. It's just that it oxidizes really quickly. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, so you can see I've chopped everything up. The red onion. I do chop up my eggplant when it's those long ones at an angle. I just like them that way, but it's best probably to chop them up in like quarters, but I kind of prefer them this way. I don't know why. I use, you saw that piece of ginger I had. I peeled most of it, and I used only this amount, but I might add more. You got to be careful with ginger because it can be very overpowering. I used about 3 cloves, and then these 3 cloves are like, when they're brown like this, when you cook them, they actually become very sweet. So I'm just going to put them in there whole. But the rest of the cloves were fine to chop up. I did an onion. Now I'm probably going to add another cup of yellow onion that I pre-chopped. It's in the freezer. I did it a few months ago. I use that, and that's going to be wonderful to mix up. So yeah, and then I'll be sauteing all of this, and then I pre-chopped all of the cabbage, the quarter cabbage, and then the lime. So that's just ready to go. I'll just put it back in the fridge. But I'll be sauteing this here in a second. So you can see my garbanzos are already boiling, and it's only been about 10 minutes. This would probably ordinarily take like 5 minutes, but because the ginger and the garlic, they do take a lot more time because you've got to peel them, you've got to peel that, and it's just better to take your time, enjoy what you're doing. I know I have a lot to get done, but this is going to be a very good meal. Now, if you didn't want to use garbanzos in this particular meal, you could do lentils and split peas instead of the garbanzos. I think that's a good substitute, or of course the tofu, but I really only use tofu when I have to. I like it. It's just that it has a lot of estrogen in it, and if you are not, let me just say this gently, going through the changes, then you shouldn't be eating a lot of soy. So, but I do like it a lot. It's just that I don't need it right now. Anyways, so as you can see, that going on top, doesn't that look yummy? See how beautiful that lime looks? And it looked ugly on the outside. So I think a lot of people throw things away and they don't need to. But all right, so that's going. I'm going to wait a little bit and I'm going to saute this, the ginger and the garlic just for a short, like a few, like a maybe a 40 seconds. Then I'll be throwing in the eggplant and the both of the type of onions, because you don't want the eggplant or the garlic and ginger to get scorched, and then it'll have like a burnt taste. So I crushed it first with my knife and then I chopped it. But these are fine. Like, I'm just going to throw those in there whole. That's going to be yummy. All right, let me go get my coconut milk and I'll be right back. All right, so I kind of looked up the recipe again. I think I was overcomplicating it when I was making it on my own. I would brown the ginger and garlic, but you really don't have to. They say you can throw it all in. I do put some olive oil in the pan, and this is a huge pan that I got. It's awesome. It was for free. Oh my gosh, my dad found it. I just wish it had a handle on the other side, but let me show you how big it is. So this is not oil on here. It's actually, it had, I think, like a brown top or maroon colored top. And then this was black, because even the black is kind of coming off. But let me tell you, this is like the best pot for curries. So I was like, oh my God, Dad, I've been wanting, one of these big pots. So now I have one. But anyway, I just put my shredded and chopped garlic and ginger in here with the whole garlics that are going to be sweet. And you're supposed to add everything all at once. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll put the eggplant, the red onion, and the yellow onion in there. We'll saute it. And once it's sauteed for like a couple minutes, then you're going to put in your coconut milk. I'm really not huge on coconut milk anymore, I'll be honest. I'm shaking the can, by the way. I shouldn't do that with you guys because it's making you dizzy. I'm trying to stay away from coconut milk. It's a dirty industry, just like anything else. I'm just gonna say that. So anyway, but I have previously bought some coconut milk. You can use almond milk, you can use chia milk, whatever milk you want. Doesn't matter. It still makes for a great curry. So I'm gonna probably put like half the can, and then I'll use the other half for something else. You have to use it quickly once you open it. So in like 5 days, I've got to use it. But shake it because the residue settles at the bottom. So I'm gonna put everything in here, saute it for a few minutes. And I don't want to do it now because my garbanzos are not ready. So in the meantime, I'm going to have some tea. So I got a really great deal on yellow onions a few months ago, and I pre-chopped them. This says stir fries, and then the other one is for kebabs. So I'm just going to put about a cup of these in there. Let me do that. I'll be right back. All right, so there we have one whole red onion. It wasn't a huge red onion, and then 1 cup of yellow onion. And look how pretty that is. And then we'll be adding, of course, the garbanzos. But I'm going to be sauteing the onions, eggplant, ginger, garlic with some salt. And then halfway through it, we'll be adding about half this can. And then we'll be adding about 1 to 2 teaspoons of the green curry, and I'll show you it again. All right, so it comes in like a bag through Amazon. I really do say, I would say that the paste is a really great way to go. If you're new to curries, then I think the green curry is probably the easiest on the palate, but it's spicy. So I'm literally going to add, this is a concentrate. I'm only going to add like that much. And it's going to be fabulous, but I don't need it right now. I'll add that towards the end. So what I'll do is I'll saute this. I might add a little oil. I'm definitely going to add some salt, some pepper, some paprika or smoked paprika. And if I feel like I need more onions, I'll add more onions because I love onions. And then I'll add in the garbanzos once they're cooked, and then half the can of the coconut milk or whatever milk you have, like almond, chia, soy, whatever milk works. It gives it a nice flavor. Now, if you want it more on the sweeter side, the recipe will call for like brown sugar. I don't like sweet. I like it more savory, so I won't be adding any brown sugar or sugar to it. So for me, this is good enough. And then you just saute it, and then once you come to the end, you add your curry and coconut milk. Then you're ready to serve it up over rice. And I do like this as a topping. Doesn't call for that, but I like it. It's kind of a Thai thing too. I'm not Thai, but I'm just saying I love Thai food. And then I'll have, I wish I had green onions. See, I love onions. But I will spray a little bit of lime juice over it. But for now, I'm like kind of hungry, so I'm gonna make myself a little bit of tea. So I don't know if you saw my fall beverage bar, but I am in love again. Well, I've always been in love with like this particular tea I'm gonna drink. I had my kettle going, it's all hot and ready to go, and I like to drink it out of glass so I can see it because it's beautiful. And it's just hibiscus tea that I put in here. It's a flower. That's the Hawaiian state flower, I believe. And then I'll eat it or have it with a little bit of dried fruit. So let me do that and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I poured myself a little bit of a trail mix. It's just, I added extra walnuts to this. It's cranberry, currants, peanuts, walnuts. I should have added the pumpkin seeds I had, but that's okay. Almonds. I'm just gonna have a little bit. Uh-oh, I just dropped a piece. I wish I had my smaller plates. I had a bunch of like little dipping sauce bowls and ramekins, but I unfortunately I use them for my animals when they're sick, and I do animal rescue and I do feed feral cats, feral cat colony. So I go through them really quickly and I don't want to use them for myself, so that's why I'm using this bigger bowl. But that's enough for like a little snack. Let me show you how much of the hibiscus flower I put in there. It's loose leaf. You can get it cheap, like at the 99-cent store, even Walmart, I think. But I get it at the 99-cent store. But you can buy it on Amazon too. And I'm just going to, I have my kettle here. Uh-oh, I just spilled water. Can't do two things at once, apparently. All right, so I'm just going to let this steep. It's literally the flour. So you're going to see it turning color. It'll get like really maroon colored. And then I don't put any sugar in it. You certainly can, but I like it just by itself. It's very floral like, and I like that taste. And then having the hot tea with some trail mix, nuts, and dried fruits totally has like transformed my tea time, because I have been watching like a Turkish family, and that's what they do. They'll sometimes have it with like breads or dried fruit and nuts or just dried fruit. And I'm like, yes, yes. I mean, I grew up on this tea. We usually make it like a sun tea, but for right now, I didn't prepare for it. So I'm just like gonna drink it hot, and I spilled water all over. um, so I'm gonna let it steep for a while. I'm not gonna even cover it because the water it was so boiling hot from my kettle. I'm just gonna wait a while and then I just drink it out of here. I'll probably put a straw. Actually, no, I don't want to put a straw in here because it's too hot. But I'll have it with my trail mix. So If you want to see the end of the video, what the dish looks like, because I don't have software to copy or record every step of it. I used to, but this phone is not capable with that. So just know that I will create a thumbnail and you'll see the finished dish with, I do brown and white rice, steamed rice, and then I'll put the curry on top. Just know that you know you're gonna saute it. I don't saute it till it's mushy. I saute it until it's just before soft, and then I put the cover on, cut the heat off, and I add in the beans, the coconut milk, and then you can turn it back on for like another 5 minutes on a low simmer, and then it's done because the beans are already cooked, and that you're just heating up the coconut milk, and then you're going to top it with a little bit of shredded cabbage and then the lime. So I'm going to wait a second until this cools down, and I'll tell you how it tastes. I already know how it tastes. It's pretty wonderful. Okay, I did put a couple of ice cubes in the tea just to cool it down because I really do want some of the tea. I'm going to put you on mute or pause it so I can kind of slurp it. It's still very hot. I still like to drink it out of a glass container. It's so much better. You could see the beautiful color. I grew up drinking it out of little glasses like that, kind of how the Turkish did. But we also grew up drinking it out of like pint glasses because we made it into like a sun tea. So let me take a little sip and take a bite of my nuts there. It's so good with the trail mix. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna slurp. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I would really say try it. It's so good with the tea. Even if you had like green tea or if you infuse like chamomile or whatever, tea by itself is like, I'm not a huge fan of it. Like, well, unless it's this tea, I do love by itself. I'm not a huge fan of green tea or black tea. Unless I put like a little bit of maybe nutmeg or a clove in there. But I could drink this all day long, my hibiscus, and it has a lot of healing properties to it as well. So I give this to my dad and I. I'm just gonna take another sip. It's hot outside. That's not that hot outside, but I think for the rest of America would think, oh yeah, it is hot where you live. It's only like 82 today. Oh my gosh, it's like a dream. That's why I spent outside. I spent so much time. So, yeah, that's the only flaw of this crock pot. It doesn't have the hole, so I kind of tilt the lid, or else it will jiggle like that. But you know, it's nice when they have a hole in it, and my rice cooker fits this, so sometimes I use that, but it's getting there. I just stirred it. Let me take another sip. It really is good with that. I may not eat all of this. I guess I poured a little more than I thought. But the combination is so complementary to each other. And I think it probably would be with like black tea and mixed teas, like loose leaf. I really don't like packaged tea, like in a bag. But this is so good. I really say try it, see what you think. The hibiscus tea, in Spanish, it's called Jamaica, and you might have seen it in the taquerias that they have in your neighborhood. It's like a bubbling cold drink with lots of sugar. And it is good, but I like it just plain, actually. Oh my goodness, it is so good. And then the cranberry, everything is just so good with that. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. But please don't let anyone shame you into feeling a certain way. If you have a love for animals and you're not vegetarian or vegan or pescatarian or whatever, and if you have an interest, just like ask somebody but don't fall prey to people, because I just hate the fact that this person like made this other person feel bad. And I think, and the person who said it was another woman. So it was sort of surprising. But for her, I told her, do not worry about it. You will get there when you can, when you want to, or able to. There's no time limit. The fact that you're even thinking about it and trying to transition is a beautiful thing. Plus, think about it this way, your grocery bill will go down dramatically, because I only spend $50 a month for my dad and I, and we're two adults. So, and recently, yes, I have gotten some free things from the stockpile, which I will put at the end of my video, but I will also put at the end of my video some of my, what I've gotten, what I've made. So I'm really excited to eat this. I'm so hungry. Well, I'm not hungry anymore because the tea and the nuts and berries have really, they're high protein and sugar. So it's a pick me up. And by the way, this doesn't have caffeine. It really like is satiating. So I'm gonna do this combo every day around 4 o'clock. But I really do have to go, because I have to go to the post office, drop off my packages, and I hope you all have a blessed day, and I hope you like this video. I know it's long. I'm sorry I don't have the correct, or any software right now to edit, but it's kind of like a vlog. That's how I consider my videos. All right, guys, have a wonderful day, and I hope you try this recipe. Bye-bye. Please like and subscribe and share if you can. Bye-bye.